everyone, welcome back to the Lord of the Rings Online. This is Gnarlwyn here. Say hello to everyone, Gnarlwyn. Good girl. We are here at the elven city of Dualand, and we are going to continue on with the festival festivities, as it were. After you arrive right here at the stable master, it is just right down the hill to your right. There's where the festival area is. And I will pull up the map here right quick, show you where we are in the Gnarlwyn area. As you see, we're down here in Falathlorn, which is the elven starting area. All this area down here, we see all the fancy green grass is the elven starting area, as opposed to the Vale of Thrain up here, which is the dwarf starting area. And then the lowlands in between, which they pretty much share with, between the two of them. Okay, that's kind of like if this area down here, the Falathlorn and Thorin's Gate, are both the elven and dwarf equivalents of Archet, this area here is kind of more the area here is kind of the area more like Combe and Stattle. Okay, so we're going to head right on down the hill. It's the same stuff that's at every one of the various racial festival areas. You've got your Inn League, you've got your Ale Association, you've got your dance leader, you'll have your pipeweed vendor, your festival provisioner. Over there is the fireworks vendor. And there'll always be somebody here that has a scavenger quest for you to go on. Missing things. Excuse me, good woman, perhaps you could help me. I came here today to see Gnarlwyn. Today is the day that I will profess my feelings for her, but in all of my excitement, and dare I say nervousness, I seem to have dropped all my poems and gifts for her. Could you find them for me, and please hurry while I still have the nerve to do as my heart tells me I must. Here's a list of all the things I need. Nethrien, that's how you would pronounce that, Nethrien. Alright, so we're going to find the missing items, and by gosh and by golly, he gives us a list as well. So let's see what the first one might be. Llawfor's goblet. The sweet smell of freshly baked food does awaken one's senses like the petals of a flower. Oh my lord. Elves. I've got to tell you now, I will warn you now, as these continue along these descriptions, continue similar lines, I may have to occasionally take a break and go be sick. Alright, so you come right on up the hill. Kind of the back area of Dualand here is kind of the crafting area. Off to the left are the ovens. And sure enough, here is a goblet of his wine. Dear me. Alright, and what's next? Next up's his jewelry box. A box to hold the finest of crafted jewels for the most delicate elf ever seen. I can only imagine he speaks of himself after he looks in the mirror. But continue on, you've got a forge. Over here you got the reflecting pool, so you must be getting close with the forge. Sure enough, here's a workbench, which you would need to be making jewelry and things. And there is the elven jewelry box. Could be an elven jewelry box, could be an elven bedpan. Kind of depends on how you look at it there. Who knows what kind of jewels he may be trying to give her. Next up, Llawfor's Blue Book. I remember listening to the soft sound of running water while sitting and writing of my love. Presumably his love of himself as he's looking into the running water. Okay. Now running water, you don't have too many choices around here. There aren't any rivers or lakes or anything up here in this little city on the hill. What we do have is a fountain right up here. As you see, there's his blue book. Okay. Next up, buds of a freshly growing tree do inspire many words. So we're looking for his brown book. continue right on up to the other side of the village here. We are going to cut right around here. There's a freshly budding tree, and there's his brown book. And we should be missing one last thing. His bundle of books. Is there a better sound than the shouting of merchants or the hustle and bustle of a busy marketplace? Well, I would have thought the best sound would have had to do something with your love, but perhaps you're revealing a little too much about what your love truly is. And here's his bundle of books, right up here next to the Dualon marketplace. You see all the various vendors about. So you can continue on to the south here. I do love one thing about this city. It has some of the most magnificent views you can imagine. And right over yonder, as you can see right into the Elvish homestead area. That is the Elving housing area right over there. Reached by going down here, crossing this bridge, crossing that bridge, and then continuing. The entrance is actually right over yonder. Okay. Oh, that elf looked like he was about to push me in. It's another thing you have to watch out for them. They're not as nice as they like to give the appearance of. Okay, we shall continue on over here. Give the items back to this love-struck fool. And I'm sure he will give us our festival token
Hail,
in
friend,
return.
and well met.
Ah, thank you. You have kept a young elf's heart whole today, and that is no small thing. The world itself would have shattered if I had missed this opportunity. For this effort, here is a festival coin. Thank you. I must now speak with her before I go sit in the corner, cry, and cut myself. Whoops, I'm sorry. That might not have been in there. I'm not really sure. Okay, so there we go. All right. Next up, we are going to continue. We don't have to do the dance. Well, we're not going to do the dance. We're going to continue on up. Like last time, I showed the number. I think it was number 39 or 59, whichever one it was. We're going to go back on up here to the stable master. And we need to head over to Bree now. That is where we are going to go to do the man part of it. So we are going to take a ride back down the hill to Kellendem, and once we get to Kellendem, we will then take a ride over to West Bree, because the Kellendem, Thorin's Gate, Michael Delving, and West Bree, those are the 4 main beginner traffic hubs. So that's where we were going to go. This is not a fast ride, but it is a cheap ride, just a regular horse ride back over here to Kellendem, and that's where we'll catch a ride to Bree. So that's what we're going to do, and we'll see you when we get to Bree. Now we are entering the horse fields and the Bree Festival grounds. I'm coming from back that way through the little pass behind Saradan's cabin. Another perfectly legitimate way of getting here would be to go to Hingstacer Farm, which is right up there, and then just come on down the hill. Either route would do. This was roughly here between. Do you see my token right there? Here is Bree, so we're just a little over halfway between Bree heading up toward the stable masters up here at Hingstacer Farm. So right there, you know, we've been up here before, so I won't show you the route once again. But up here at the Bree Festival grounds during the Summerfest, you've got the race over here, and then you have the other scattered similar quest of every festival, the events held every festival, like the dance leader there, and then the pipeweed vendor, the fireworks vendor. Over here you had this gentleman, Robert Greenvert. Oh, I was hoping this was up. Right over here you will see a guy holding a pie eating contest. Sometimes he's here, sometimes he's not. There's a small chance that he'll be here every day. And I am going to get the pie eating champion on this one as well.
Moment of your time?
Are you here for the pie eating contest? Wonderful, I'll explain the rules. The goal is to eat any 6 of the pies that are on the table. Big ones or small ones, it makes no difference. But be sure you let me know you are finished before the time expires. says, "Are you ready to start?" I'll get up here where I can get a good look at the pies in the table, and I am ready to begin. So we got to eat 6 pies before the time runs out. If you don't have anyone else up here doing it with you, it's a pretty easy one to do. Boy, that rhubarb pie is very, very slow. Gooseberry is much faster, so I'm going to eat both of those. Okay. Looks like the blackberry pie. That's pretty quick as well. Need some respawns here. I got half a minute and I got 2 left to go. Alright, another gooseberry. Oh Lord, and all we got here is a rhubarb. Alrighty, well, let's go ahead and eat another rhubarb. You could do that as long as there's nobody else up here with you. It's a very easy one to get. Alright, let's talk to Humbert again.
A lovely day, isn't it?
Well done, friend. You sure put away those pies and just in the nick of time. As a winner of the pie eating contest, you're welcome to claim your prize. Of course, you also have a wonderful title to go along with it, Pie Eating Champion. There we go. Got it in before the timer ran out, because you do have to click complete before the timer runs out. Alright, and there's one of my favorite titles in the game. You've seen Gnarlwyn bearing it proudly, Pie Eating Champion. Fantastic. Alright, I was hoping that would be up whenever we were up here and I could get to show it to you. Okay, the only scavenger hunt that's really up in the Bree area is this guy right here, Robert Greenverge.
Can I speak with you a moment?
Fireworks for the festival. Well met, friend. The festival has begun and all things merry are happening. I myself have a very important job indeed. I am in charge of the fireworks show here at the Bree Fairgrounds. It is no small task. I have so much to keep me busy that I find myself in need of some help. I would appreciate it if you would gather me some fireworks from the vendors spread out across Eriador. We will celebrate all the free peoples of Eriador, and we must have all the peoples represented in my show. If you would, please gather fireworks from Thorin's Hall, Dualon, the Party Tree in the Shire, and from here. Hurry back once you have all the fireworks. There's no time to lose. So as you see, you get 1 hour to go around to all the areas. The first one is very easy to get. That's our fireworks vendor right here standing next to him.
How can I be of service?
He sells the man fireworks. All the fireworks you're going to collect are 8 silver, 80 copper, so they're rather expensive. Alright, so we got the man fireworks. 59 minutes to collect the others. However, I cheated in that while I was going around doing all the different things, I went ahead and picked one of each up off of all the vendors, which is a perfectly acceptable thing. You don't have to collect them after he tells you. You can collect them first and then just hand them in.
Greetings, friend.
Excellent! You have gathered all the fireworks. Now we can have a show that will make all others envious of our stunning fireworks. Perhaps you will sit and enjoy it too. It will be a sight to behold. And here, for your troubles, I will give you this special firework that I created myself. It will be the grand finale to celebrate summer days. Now, if I remember correctly, I believe I already have the summer days firework, because I've done this before. Nope, that's the anniversary fireworks. That is different. So let us go ahead and choose the summer days. Yeah, there we go. We do. That is a totally different firework. All right. And this is a daily, as you see. And the other thing that there's really only one, the only reason to do this particular quest once. You can get more of these summer days fireworks. I believe it's not a unique item. I think you can get, well, it says unique, but I've seen, maybe it's the anniversary fireworks. Anyway, perhaps it is a unique item and you can only get the one. But the point that I'm trying to make is that after you get the one, that's all he offers. That and 1 anniversary token. So I don't see the point in spending very close to 36 silver to travel all the way around the Shire, all the way around Eriador, and spend all that time and effort getting 1 anniversary token. There are far, far easier and much, much cheaper ways of doing it. In fact, not even cheap, better than cheap, free. So this is the Bree Festival ground and everything that you are going to get up here. So that has pretty much covered everything as far as the festival stuff goes, except for one last thing, as you see right over here, to the fishing hole. Talk to Nettie Scrub in Bywater, and that is where we are going to head next. Well, I said I was going to do that next, but actually what I'm going to do next is go up the hill here and get the Bree race out of the way. I don't know if I've ever actually showed the horse races. I may have showed them like the Shire race before, but we are going to attempt the Bree race to show y'all how that is, and that way I'll know that I will have that on here. There will be actually documented proof that I've done everything at the summer days, and after that...
Hello there.
Hello, minstrel. You here to race? I have quite the challenge for you if you're up to it. Cool. So all we have to do now to complete the horse races is to talk to Carl Proudfoot. The Breefield Summer Days Run.
Would you do something for me?
Greetings to you, stranger. Are you here to try out our obstacle course? Only the most experienced of riders will be able to master such a tricky path in the amount of time we have allotted. The rules are very simple. Race through each gate and you mustn't fall off your steed before the time runs out. When you see two gates next to one another, you must choose which path to take, be it high or low. The low path may be muddy and the high is sure to be dry, but precarious indeed. There will be other hurdles to disrupt you as well. Do you feel up for this challenge? Only the most spirited riders should even attempt such a feat. It is sure to be very dangerous, but you have a hardy look to you. Alright. One of the many hard things, I won't say the hardest thing, but one of the many hard things for me is to remembering that I am not on my dwarf or my hobbit, and that therefore I need to choose a horse instead of a pony for this one. Alright. Now I absolutely suck at going over the high roads, so I've got to make sure I cut the path as close as I can to the right hand side. Yes, we had a glitch back there where we didn't have a gate pole, didn't we? Oop. Alright, see, I'm already goofed. Hopefully that's not going to cost us the race. We can still do it. We just have to make sure we cut very close in through here. That gate 2. Hopefully we're going to make it. I did this to prove that yes, you can do it with taking the lower route, and I think getting caught on that fence back there is going to cost me the race. It will, because I am going to run out of time. Yep, there you go. If I'd not caught that fence, I would have been able to do it. So there you go. I can try again in an hour. In the meantime, let's head back on over to the Shire, shall we? There, had to get away from him so I could use my horse. We have arrived here at the Hobbiton Stable Master, right outside of the Ivy Bush. We are going to travel over to Bywater. I believe we've been down this path, a lovely little path. We've been down it before when we headed to Bywater for the Farmers Festival, which should be coming up again soon as well. It will probably, this goes on through what, next Monday or Tuesday, August 6th, and then I would expect within the month, sometime within the month of August or early September, you ought to see the Farmers Fair showing up. Alright, so we head right on down here to the fishing ground, and then we are going to talk to Carl Proudfoot. Not Carl Proudfoot, Nettie Grubb. And Nettie Grubb is the one that is going to finish off the To the Fishing Hole quest. No idea what it was he was dropping on me just then. Nettie Grubb, the quartermaster. To the fishing hole.
Good day.
Hello, hello. Are you here to fish? Nothing finer than fishing on a summer day, I always say. Speak with me a moment, and I shall give you something to do. As you see, you will need to train fishing in order to participate in this quest line. Which is good, because there's a fishing hobby master right there who will teach you everything you need to know about fishing. And I think even when you do that, they give you a low-level basic fishing pole as well. Do I have the fishing skill? I don't think I do yet. Why don't we go ahead and talk to the hobby master?
Hello there.
Have you always wanted to relax by a stream or pond, cast your line into the sparkling waters, and catch a fantastic flounder or perfect pike? With a fishing hobby, now you can. Just find an ideal fishing spot. Any body of water will do, but some will be more bountiful than others, and equip your fishing rod. Cast your line with the fishing action button, wait until something takes the bait, and push the fishing action button again to reel in your catch. Hopefully it's the fish of your dreams and not the one that got away. Minimum level 5. So, boom, we have just picked up a hobby. Alright, excellent. And we got a fishing rod, which I am going to switch to. Right click on it automatically equips your fishing rod and gets rid of, or exchanges your weapon for it. So there we go. Now, as you see, as soon as we got the fishing skill, the 2 fishing quests here opened up. So, the one we are going to take first is this one. It is yet another scavenger hunt.
Good day. Might I have a word with you?
You will never, ever believe what happened to me today. I wrote it all down as soon as I recovered, just to make sure I captured every detail. Are you ready to hear this? Good. I caught a giant fish. So giant that it would not fit in my burrow if I were to bring it home for dinner. Don't believe me, do you? Well, he dragged me all over and I lost everything I own. How do you explain that, eh? Speaking of, I would appreciate it very much if you could help me find all my belongings. Here's my story of the day. Perhaps it would give you clues to where my gear has got to. Another list. Tells a nice story, though. Here's an account of my encounter with the biggest fish in all the world. You will be hard-pressed to find a more compelling tale than this. Chapter 1. The Spare Fishing Pole. The first thing I remember was checking the fishing nets along the shore to the pond. That was when he appeared. He opened his mouth wide as the vast blue sky, clomped down on my spare fishing pole, and ripped it from my grasp. That was the last I ever saw of my spare pole. Ever the quick thinker, I threw a hook in his mouth and caught hold of him with a strong fishing line. So he was by the lake checking the fishing traps, as you see here, and another one, and here's the other one, and there is a fishing pole laying there. So let's pick it up. Alright, next up, the disappearing hoe. The next thing I knew, I was being dragged along the shore, struggling the whole way and clutching my worm-digging hoe for dear life. I paused at the bridge, that one to my left, and wiped my brow, and was suddenly whisked away again. I don't remember seeing my hoe after that. There's probably a bounder that came along. I've noticed the hoes tend to disappear real quickly once someone in authority appears. Alright, so we've got the bridge here. We got some sparklies down here at the end. And lo and behold, if it isn't a hoe. Looks more like a hit pick or a mattock to me, but what the hey. He wants to call it a hoe, it's a hoe. On to chapter 3. So cold. Suddenly I was dragged under the water, and it was icy cold. Under I went, and under I was pulled, the world all a-spin, and I found myself all the way on the other side of the lake, gasping for breath. I let go of the pole at last, and there was where I ran, giving up on the catching that fish for the fear of my life. It was so cold from the water, and it was then that I realized that I no longer had my favorite cloak to wrap about myself. So we need to head to the far side of the lake there. I'm actually going to mount up just to make it a little bit quicker. That is apparently where this gargantuan fish, who would not even fit into his hobbit hole, can be found. Since there's apparently that giant fish in the water, I am not going to go for a swim. Alright, so right over here, and there is his missing cloak. Alright, next up, Chapter 4, Levinses. Before I went far, the weariness took hold. I'd had breakfast, but not second breakfast. I made sure to stop at the nearest burrow to beg some food of a neighbor. We ate 4 strips of crisp, fatty bacon, 3 boiled eggs, 3 thick slices of bread, and an apple apiece. He packed me a bag for Levinses so I wouldn't be hungry as I made my way back to the other shore. But the trip through the water had muddled my wits so much that I left the bag at his burrow. Curse the fiend of a fish. He ate all that, and he's worried about getting hungry. Oh dear, don't catch me, fish. He's worried about getting hungry before he can make it back to the other shore. Now, he said he stopped at a nearby burrow. As you see, the only burrows to be seen are the ones we passed coming over here. So let's head back off in that direction and see if maybe he left it sitting at one of the doorways going into the burrows. I do love the Shire. Even the wild parts of the Shire are pretty. Okay, is it in one of these burrows? No. 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 Where have I missed it? I know it's around here somewhere. There it is. It was. It's right up here. That's not next to the door, my friend. Okay, so now the last part, final chapter in this great fish tale. Chapter 5, Baited. My hunger took a hold again as I made my way slowly around the pond. My dropped 11's meal was sorely missed. I was so hungry that my feet strayed along a memory that a large farm was not far. I went to the farm, baited by this memory of carrots, oats, and savory onions, and fish. Of course, fish. All the while I was carrying my lucky bait with me instead of catching my lunch for me. It only served to remind me of tasty, delicious, fresh fish. I reached the farm and ate carrots fresh from the ground. That was when I finally came back here, except I no longer had my lucky bait. Here I am now, alone, afraid, cold, hungry, without my cloak, without a spare fishing pole, and without my lucky bait. Does the tale truly end this way, or will I, the hero, be reunited with my goods in the end? Alright, so we know that he was traveling on around this way, and his feet took him to a nearby farm. Well, where would that farm be? Perhaps if we travel on up the hill. Look at there, there's some fenced in pieces of land here, nice and plowed. And there is a piece of fishing bait laying right there on the ground waiting for us to pick up. I don't think I'm going to eat any carrots out of the ground though. Now let us get back down there to Moscow, Mr. Smallborough. And I'm beginning to think, with a name like that, this couldn't have been too monstrous a fish. Maybe one day we'll see an orca come leaping out of that lake like Free Willy or something. Back to Moscow it is. Let's turn it in to him.
Hello there.
Did you see how far that great giant fish threw me with all of my belongings? Surely you believe me now. I'm going to try to catch that beast if it's the last thing I do. And another summer festival token. And as I've said, those are all dailies. Now, one last one over here. This is available if you haven't done any of these before. That's why I was going to do it on Gnarlwyn here instead of on Gnarlo, because he has done it before. Stocking the pond.
Could I take a moment of your time?
This is just terrible. The Lith Festival has started, but we don't have enough fish in the pond for the derbies. Wait, if each person I let fish for the festival will bring some fish, then this will all work. This will not be the last event they put me in charge of, and you, yes you, you're going to help make sure of that. Run off to the far lands of the elves, men, and dwarves, and bring me back some fish. So the first place we need to go, best place to catch amberjack. And amberjack is caught over at the dwarf fishing area. So we are going to head back to Thorin's Hall now, just as quickly as we can manage to get there. So it's off back to Michael Delving to catch a swift travel. Now a short ride up the stairs to Thorin's gates. We will enter the hall into Thorin's Hall itself. Remember that Thorin's Hall is actually a city, so it's not going to dismount you when you get in. However, as our friend the Mind Fiend said, it just doesn't feel right. Just doesn't feel right riding a horse around inside such a city as this, and I have to agree with him that it just seems a little disrespectful. So we're going to hop on our goat instead. Assuming it's going to load in. There we go. Now we're going to ride past the statue of Thorin. head on as if we were heading up to the throne of Dwalin there, but we're not. We're going to turn to the left. Right back over in this direction. Right down there is the path that you would take to get back to the tavern. But we're going to continue on around the quarter and talk to the quartermaster. Well, actually not talk to the quartermaster. Well, we could.
Well met, friend.
The amberjack that have been biting of late have proved us with ample fine meals this summer. So there you go. Now we know where to catch amberjack here in the dwarf area. This looks like an excellent fishing spot. So we are going to dismount. I'm going to turn on my little lamp, get close to the water, and we are going to start fishing and looking for amberjack. Now, I need to find my fishing skill right quick. Should be on, what is it, hobbies? Is that what it comes under? It's the only one that there is, so you'd think it would be there. Oh, passive fellowship. It's not under that, is it? It's under something totally different. Hobbies. Yes. Go to your character screen, go to hobby. There it is. That's the easiest way to find it. Drag it down here. There we go. And let's go ahead and start fishing. Click your fishing icon. Watch the bobber. When the bobber goes down, click it again. And see what you haul in. It can be many things, ranging from goldfish and weeds that are worth a copper a piece to the actual fish that you're fishing for, the amberjack here. Let's see what we got. We caught a goldfish, which is not worth anything, but our proficiency is increased to 2 now. And we are going to continue doing this until we collect the amberjack. We need to get 3 of them. Let's see what we get on the next fish here. Is it an amberjack? Yes, we caught an amberjack. Alright, so there you go. We're going to keep doing this until we collect all 3 of them, and then we will be heading off to the next location. There we go, and that is our 3rd amberjack. So you see it changes. Find the best place in Kellendim to catch Llewellyn. So now it's off to Kellendim, which will mean a ride back out to the stable master and then take the swift travel down to Kellendim. And we will catch you whenever we arrive over there at that fishing location. We have arrived at the stable master in Kellendim. It is just a quick run right down the hill to the docks. And anywhere really down here in the dark area, you will find the message. This looks like an excellent fishing spot. Same kind of thing. We're going to throw our hook into the water. And we are going to see if we can catch 3 Llewellyn. That has been the most difficult 3 fish it's ever taken. As you see, I have, in the word of Spinal Tap, increased my fishing skill up to 11, which is as far as I can take it. You can add 10 levels a day to fishing, so I burnt them down here, waiting to catch those blasted Llewellyn or however you pronounce it. I did catch 2 celebhal, the other elven fish down here, or however you pronounce that. My favorite pronunciation for the 2 are elfish and fancy elfish. It's like if you want people to learn to pronounce your language, make the words pronounceable, you flower-wearing, emo-singing, tree-hugging elves, you.
Here's friend, and
here's
well
the
met.
Other quartermaster. You saw the quartermaster over at the dwarf place. Here's the quartermaster here, and you need to remember that. So now, look for the best place to catch each drum. And drum is what we were going to catch at Bree. So it's back up the hill to the stable master, and then we are going to ride over to Bree. Oh, and let me show you here. You see title awarded. I got apprentice angler for reaching 10 points in fishing, and then continued it right on into number 11 and maxing it out for the day. And deed bestowed fortunate festival fishes, 2 of 40. And those are the ones you do for catching 10 of the rare festival fish. In this case, I was here long enough to catch 2 selepal, or the fancy elven fish. So if you can catch 10 of each of them, you'll get the rare fish title, which probably is not going to happen to us this
what can I do for you?
time around in the festival. So it's off to West Bree now. Made it through West Bree. We have traveled all the way across to Southern Bree now. We're passing the auction house on our right. Off to our left is the rundown, overgrown house of Bill Fernie. Got the gatekeeper. We're going out the south gate. Off to the right is the skirmish camp. And you're going to continue just a short ways down the road here. And you see a pond straight ahead of us with a little willow growing on the side of it. And this looks like an excellent fishing spot as well. And right over here is where you'll find the quartermaster for this. I didn't click on the elven one in time, but let's look what he has to say.
Hello there.
The drum are biting this year, Gnarlwyn, but they're only available in the summer. Catch them when you can. Alright, so we are going to move right over here. And we're now going to check to see if we can catch 3 drum to go with the 3 elf fish and the 3 amberjacks from over at Thorin's Hall. Nope, that's not what I meant to click on. I meant to click on this. Alright. So let's first throw our first line in the water, see if we're going to have luck like what we had over at the dwarfs, or luck like what we had at the elves. And our first catch is weed, so this may be in for the long haul like at the elves. Not bad, not bad. We caught those pretty quickly, as you see there. The 3 drum almost in a row. So good, good, good. I've also moved my fishing down here to my main bar, so all I'd have to do is punch 4. Wouldn't have to leave it laying over. So that's the quartermaster here. Now, we've got them all, so we are going to head back to Netty Grub in Bywater. So it is back up to Bree. Get over to the west gate, catch the stable master there, and ride back over to Michael Delving, and then take the horse over to Hobbiton, and then it's a short jaunt over to Bywater. So we'll catch you when we get there. And we arrive back at the Bywater fishing spot. As evening is falling, the lamps and all are coming on, the lights are coming on in the burrows, but it is not quite actually up. There you go, you hear the crickets. Just turned nighttime. So let's talk to Netty Grub. Stocking the pond.
How do you do?
You've done it. Thank you, Gnarlwyn. You have saved the Leth Festival. 2 summer festival tokens. Excellent. Once you've done that, and you only have to do that once. It's a one-time quest. It's the very first time that you ever do the festival. It's not even a yearly quest. It's a one-time quest. The next time you come back, he won't have that for you. He'll just have this one, which is the fishing hole.
Stay and have some tea.
And it's like, go right out here and catch as many fish as you can in 10 minutes. And whenever you catch those fish, you come back and you trade them in for barter items.
Lovely day, isn't it?
These are some of the big barter items. You can trade in the regular fish for tokens. It takes 4 of each kind of regular fish. And the regular fish would be the elf fish, the drum, the amberjack, and the small fish that you catch over here. Each of those you trade in 4 of them and you get a summer festival token. The special fish, which would be the starry flounder, that's the one you catch here in Mud Bottom Lake. The golden redfish, which is you can catch over there in Bree. The silver haddock, which you catch in Thorin's Hall. And the fancy elffish, each one of those you can trade in for 2 summer tokens per fish. but you may want to hold on to some of them, because some of the things like seasonal banner takes 6 festival tokens and takes one of the fish, one of the rare fish. So be careful about trading those in until you know that you're going to want them or not. And the people that give you those quests, you get one right here at the quartermaster. You get the fishing quest at the Bree quartermaster. There's a fishing quest at the Thorin quartermaster, which we showed you, and one at the Kellendim fishing master. So all 4 of those fishing masters have the fishing quest. The one here, you only get to fish for 10 minutes, because all of the fish that you can get are all in this lake. You can catch amberjacks, elffish, drums. You can catch the small fish, and I think you can also possibly catch the specials here. I'm not sure about that though. I think maybe you can only catch the Hobbit special, which is what, the Starry Flounder. Each one of the other ones give you 20 minutes because you can only catch their particular fish there. And plus the incident of catching fish seems to be a little lower too. The only thing we have left to do is to the horse races. We need to go over to Carl Proudfoot in the Delving Fields and talk to him about the Shire horse race. And that is where I'm headed right now. And we have reached Carl Proudfoot. You see, we are here at the Shire racetrack. Right behind us over there, as we pointed out in one episode before, is where the Shire housing is, behind that hedge right there that unfortunately you can't get through. You have to actually go around. Let's talk to Carl about To the Horse Races.
Good day.
Hello there. Are you going to try to win a steed? I hear they're very fine up at Hingstacer Farm. Yeah, so we completed To the Horse Races, got another big bag of experience and a few coins. Alright, I will do the Shire horse race while I'm here. I'm not going to sit here and go, oh, I know I can do this one. I always do this one, because it will just jinx me, won't it?
Might I have a word with you?
Welcome, welcome. This is quite an odd event, don't you think? To race around on these great tall beasts, I'm not sure I like it at all. But folk come from near and far to take a chance on this game and prove their worth. The rules are very simple. Race through each gate, and you mustn't fall off your steed before the time runs out. When you see 2 gates next to one another, you must choose which path to take, be it high or low. The low path may be muddy, and the high is sure to be dry, but precarious indeed. Other hurdles to disrupt you as well. Do you feel up to this challenge? Only the most spirited rider should even attempt such a feat. It is sure to be very dangerous. I myself would never attempt such a thing. So very close to the flavor text that you get over at the Brie, just with a little bit of an addition to it to make you know that these are hobbits. Alright, so we need, oops, I keep forgetting. See, there you go, right there, race horse. Keep forgetting I'm not one of the little stunties. So let's see if we can get around this course. And I'm going to show you, I'm not going to try and brag because that'll screw me up and I'll get caught on every fence around here. I'm going to try and show you that yes, it is perfectly capable of taking the lower routes. One thing you do want to do is you want to jump these 2 wagons right here. That cuts a significant amount of maneuver time off. Go through here, and then around this tree instead of jumping it. Alright. Once again, try and aim for as close to the right side of the gates as you can, so that you are constantly taking the shortest path around the track here. As you see, we should have plenty of time to finish it. So right on up here beside the wall, and we cross the finish line, and there we go. Run the Delving Fields Festival run. So I've showed you a failure and a success, and of course that was always my goal from the beginning, wasn't it? I've never seen such excellent riding in these parts, Gnarlwyn. I am very impressed. 3 summer festival tokens, and as you see, I won't be able to do it again until it resets at 3 a.m. Eastern time for me. The Brie Festival, however, over there, since I failed it, I can come back in an hour after failing it and try it again, which means I could probably go and do it now. Alright, so there you go. I think that has covered everything that there is to cover about the summer festival. If there's anything else, please let me know, but I think we've covered everything that there is to do here. I'm going to continue working on them here with this character. I'm also going to pull Gnarlo out and have him run through it all. I've gotten just about everything Gnarlwyn can do. This festival has been going on for at least 4 years, I believe 5 years now. So he's gotten just about everything that it is possible to win. So there you go. That's what we're going to do. The next time I get Gnarlo on, I will be working on the ale festival with him. And I may pull Gnarlwyn on as well and show you how the in-league run, the tavern run works also. But there you go. Hope you've enjoyed it. That's our 2 episodes on the summer festival. Now I know I have covered everything there is to know, so I won't have to worry about it next year unless they add in a new event. So we'll see you then. Thanks for watching, and y'all have a good one. Bye-bye.